I think we have an opportunity to refashion public policy. There are a whole range of problems which the country faces, which I have not even begun to address. And many of them, unfortunately, deal with the question of ethnicity and public policy as far as ethnic issues are concerned. And I think it's, again, very important for us to recognize that in earlier times, there was a recognition about the need, for example, for affirmative action, but it was an affirmative action on the basis of need. And this was always recognized. But what we now have is policies of affirmative action which are based on supremacy and so on and so forth. Closer to Nazism and in the ideologies of Aryan supremacy and so on, rather than the kind of affirmative action which people like Nelson Mandela spent almost 30 years in jail for, to try to rectify the kind of oppression which he experienced, of Martin Luther King, or Malcolm X, and a whole range of other people. In a sense, you have, even in India, so-called reservations policies and a number of other policies which have sought to try to rectify historical imbalances and so on and so forth. So the debates now are becoming much more sophisticated in a sense, much more subtle. The question is not whether you should have affirmative action, but rather what kind of affirmative action, what kinds of abuses are likely to take place, and so on and so forth. And so I think it's useful for us as we look forward to also look back. Not to make the mistakes of the past, but rather to anticipate the challenges of the future and to see whether the lessons from the past have anything to teach us. I happen to think that there are many lessons from the past which are very relevant today, but I also think that any kind of mechanical application of the lessons of the past to deal with today's problems will be woefully inadequate.